Good morning. Welcome to subramani.com. Welcome to subramani.com. Please ring on the bell icon ताकि जब भी मैं कोई वीडियो डालूं आपके घर में भी घंटी बज जाए. One question which people keep asking me is should we invest in the name of our children? Their opinion is divided. Some people feel that they should invest in the name of their children, and some people feel that they should not invest in the name of their children. My logic is you should invest in the name of your children, because when the child gets a statement in his or her name and sees that there is money being accumulated, I'm sure they feel elated that they have something called their own money. Not that it really matters, because my father never said this is your money, this is my money. Whenever I wanted, I got access to his purse, and he never questioned why I wanted the money. My mother would question, but my dad would never question. Even at later stages in life, while doing CA, he never questioned why I wanted the money. And he had given me and my sister free access to his purse, and I think it played a very important role in our lives, that we never got scared that we will run out of money. So keeping some money in children's name doesn't really matter if you give them free access to money anyway. And I do not believe in the pocket money system, though I believe in the budget system. Giving them some money, like giving your children some money and saying use it for Diwali, but make sure that you buy some crackers and some dress. So let's say you give them 10,000 rupees and say, well, at least 50 rupees of crackers should be bought, and the remaining can be spent on whatever you want, including your dress or whatever, right? So similarly, if you teach children how to manage money, and you think ultimately they carry your DNA, so they will have the similar personalities, as long as you and your wife don't fight about money, don't talk about inadequate money, you don't talk about you wasted money and you wasted money, you don't fight about this. I think children grow up with a very healthy attitude towards money. That should not be a problem. The advantage is, when children ask for something which you think is unreasonable or overpriced, you teach them value and say, can we remove money from your collection? That money which I'm putting away for you. And they're likely to say, no, I don't want it. I want it only if you are buying, or things like that. Just checking out their attitude on money, it's very useful. Or you say, I just lost some money in my business. Can I take money from your account? And then you involve them. You tell them what happens, why money is needed, what should it be paid for, what are legitimate expenses, how to help others. You teach them everything about money, and also tell them, look, there is some money lying in your name. Is it possible that the children are tempted towards doing some F&O transaction or something like that after they turn 18? Maybe yes, maybe no. They also understand risk. I'm sure they understand all that. And even if they were to use some of that money, it should not really bother you. How much are you going to put away? Let's say you have a 10 crore net worth. You're going to put away 50 lakhs? It's not going to hurt you. And it's not that they're going to blow the whole money away. So I don't think that bothers me. It feels good to teach children about money, showing their own money. It's always nice to ask them, you want this, can we spend from that? Or, okay, you want this, can we spend 50% from there and 50% from here? Or things like that. You show them it is their money, let them possess it, let them look after it, let them file away the statements. They're going to do all this later on. So when they're 13, 14, perfectly all right to share with them. Like my daughter does my wife's income computation, my income computation. Of course, she's now in college, so there is no reason why she should not do all that. She knows how to make a credit card payment. Whenever we have to travel, she does the ticket booking, shortlisting the tickets, buying the tickets. So I don't think that should be a problem. If she's buying the tickets, it means she knows how to operate my credit card. So that's fine. There is money at stake there too, right? So I don't think it's a bother that kids will misuse the money. In fact, kids who will misuse the money will misuse the money, and kids who are responsible about money are responsible about money. It's a question of how you teach them. The fact that you're worried that your child will take your money and go away or do something wrong, like do an F&O transaction, I don't think that's true. My father gave me access to a humongous library. It was perhaps 2-3 times bigger than my library. And we had books of Harold Robbins and Irving Wallace and Haley and James Hadley Chase, J.T. Edson. So there was violence, there was sex, all those books were available. It did not spoil me, it did not spoil my cousins, it did not spoil my siblings. So I don't think that's a problem. Kids who are responsible will be responsible. The fact that they have access to money, I mean, I always had access to my dad's purse. Forget purse, I had access to my dad's checkbook, right? My mother would sign, and so complete access to cash, complete access to portfolio, complete access was always available. It did not spoil me. I don't think it's going to spoil my daughter. I don't think it's going to spoil your children just because you give them access to money. In fact, those children who want to take access to money can take access to your money also, right? So I don't think that is bothering me. I think it is teaching them how to accumulate money, how to do compounding, how compounding works, how you put only 1,000 rupees and it is worth 1,050 at the end of the year. So opening a bank account for them, opening one SIP or two SIPs for them, maybe 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, and encouraging them to put whatever they earn into it, right? All this is pretty useful, pretty nice to teach children about money. It's your job. Your school, college, office is not going to teach them. So teach them all this. Let them be responsible with the money. Teach your children how the money, if left untouched, could form their retirement corpus. In fact, I think out of 2-3 SIPs which are happening for my daughter, one of them I want to tell her that do not touch this. Let this be your retirement corpus. Makes sense, right? Thank you.